How often does this happen?
Well, depending on where you are and the driving conditions you're in, it can happen, all the time. When you've got the grass growing up in the middle of the road, it can be up to a metre high. But the leaves and the dry seeds get caught underneath the exhaust system where it gets very hot and they can ignite quite easily.
So how can people minimise the risks then, Matt? Because there are so many people who need to use four-wheel drives in this terrain, aren't there? There's no other workable alternative to getting around.
Yeah, you've got people that actually need to be out there for work or they live out in those areas, so it's quite important to them. But you've also got a lot of people who are out there travelling these days, recreational travellers who are going to these places for the first time ever, and they may not be aware of the dangers out there. So what you really need to do is be aware of these build-ups of dry leaves and the seeds coming under your vehicle, catching up under the exhaust. In my personal experience, we were going down through the Garry Highway in the Gibson Desert in WA. We were cleaning out the spinifex seeds from under the car every 15 to 20 minutes, and they were getting a build-up there. In some cases, they were smouldering when we were cleaning them out.
Wow. There's also a reported risk about DPF filters in four-wheel drives. Matt, what is a DPF filter? What exactly does it do?
Okay, a DPF is an emissions device fitted to diesel vehicles. It sits in the exhaust system where it catches some of the soot that comes out from the diesel engine. When that builds up, it does what's called a burn-off, and they burn off at a very high temperature, up to 1,000 degrees centigrade. Now, that increased heat of a DPF on dry grass is a recipe for disaster. These things catch light really easily and, it can go up in flames very quickly. What you need to be aware of there is when it's doing a DPF burn-off, and some cars do tell you that on the dashboard of the car. Other ones, you may be able to do that manually, so you can do it where you're in a safer place, not on grass.
Well, the situation does seem so dangerous. Have there been casualties?
I'm not aware of any casualties other than the cars themselves. I haven't heard of anyone being hurt or injured, but cars are totally destroyed, and it happens very quickly.
And are manufacturers taking note of what's happening and are working on a change to the car design?
Toyota did a few years ago change the design of the heat shields around their DPFs to reduce the risk of things getting caught in there in the dry grass or spinifex. Others, I haven't heard of any changing design, but it's something that the travellers need to be aware of themselves. Because it's not just the DPFs, it's any car, whether it's petrol, diesel, any manufacturer, you can catch up with the heat there and easily catch fire.